Here we're at one of our newest innovations, which is the shaker table.
Okay. You're excited about this.
I am. I love this thing. It's so fun.
And that is how people describe RVs, is that it is like a house that you're trying to drive through an earthquake and a hurricane. So we saw how it would fare in a hurricane over at the water bay. And then now this is kind of simulating what it's like to drive on the road.
Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy campers.
And after losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds,
we realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us on a brand new adventure.
Day 2 here at the Alliance plant. Today, we're going to go through and talk about Alliance after the sale, because bottom line is we're here after the sale, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So this is Joe. Joe, what is your job here at Alliance?
Yep, so I'm the head of marketing, so that's why I'm with you guys, because having brand ambassadors is such an important piece of the marketing puzzle. And so anything that you guys see on social or the print materials, that's me and my team.
Yay.
Okay. So one of the things that we liked about Alliance is the way you guys treat customers after a sale. Like I spend a lot of times, and I did a lot of research in like the Facebook groups. Yep. And it's amazing to see like Bill Martin in there answering questions, Ryan and Coley in there answering questions, and time again. In fact, I met a couple last night who 3-year-long Alliance owners. They had a 2020 Valor. They even bought it before you can even walk through them. They bought it based on plans alone. Yeah. And talking about how you guys are taking care of them 3 years after the sale, no extended warranties, anything like that. Yep. So we wanted to talk about what are some of the things that you guys do to help facilitate that so that you don't have a lot of issues. Like what are things you're doing so that you can find things before the products leave the factory?
Absolutely. Well, let's start off with the mission statement, right? So our mission statement at Alliance RV is do the right thing. And that is our guiding principle, our guiding light, our North Star to taking care of our end consumers like you guys, right? We have now retailed over 15,000 RVs.
Wow.
So we have 15,000 allies in the field, and that's a growing number.
And considering that you got impacted by COVID within a year of starting, that's a pretty big number.
It's a huge number. And we continue just to put a ton of energy into that customer support. So you mentioned Bill Martin, Ryan and Coley, and there's many others. We even have production team members that are on those groups answering questions.
Wow.
And so we're always going to be there to do the right thing and take care of the customer. And, you know, not always is it the right situation where they can come up to the factory, the mothership, so to speak, and get warranty work done. We do encourage them to work with dealers like we talked about in a previous video, but we will take care of them, and we will make sure that dealer takes care of them as the same if they were here.
And it's funny because last night I was actually in the group and somebody mentioned they had a punch list of issues. They took it to their dealer. The dealer, you guys pre-approved all the issues. Yep. And then the dealer was like, well, they wanted to charge like a $2,500 diagnostic fee before they would even do it, even though you guys pre-approved it. And I saw Bill literally jump in and go, we're going to fix this. Like the dealer should not be charging you a fee to find problems that we've already said are covered.
100%. So if you ever face any issues like that and you're questioning, give Alliance a call, email service@alliancerv.com, get in the Facebook group and just ask the question. It doesn't hurt to ask. But beyond taking care of customers and Bill being a rock star and Bill's team being a rock star, you know, we also have a lot of innovations here at Alliance that we're doing to make the best possible product.
Okay.
And I think we want to talk about some of those, right?
Well, let's go take a look at them.
All right.
Okay, this is a little bit weird. We are actually in the splash zone, only we are outside of the building, and the splash is going on inside of the building. So what is this?
This is our all-new rain bay, and we're going to test about 15 units a day in here because they go through about a 15 to 30 minute test each, and we're going to do it with the slides in, slides out, and as you can see, there are multiple points where all this pressurized water is spraying down on the unit.
This is definitely patterned after Florida rain, where it's sideways, up, down, all the way around.
So we want to make sure that no matter the wind conditions, no matter where the rain is coming from, it's not going to leak. And this has actually helped us diagnose some problems with seals and things like that, and we've changed it. And so now we've really fixed leaks throughout our company. And what's really cool about this rain bay is it's actually 10,000 gallons. There's a reservoir down underneath, and it's all recycled.
I was just gonna ask,
Yes.
someone's gonna say that's a waste of water.
Yeah, no, so it's not a waste of water. The only thing that I would say is and I wouldn't even say it's a waste, there's some spray little nozzles at the end here. That is actually treated water, and it only sprays about enough to coat the unit, and it's actually spot-free rinse. So when it gets pulled out, when it dries out in the shipyard, you won't be able to tell that it went through the rain bay and has any hard watermarks.
So this is very important because
Yes.
I don't know of anybody that's doing this sort of thing, which
Yeah.
means that instead of it being tested at a factory, it's being tested on me as the
owners. Yes,
customer.
yes.
When I'm in the middle of a much needed vacation, I'm relaxing, and all of a sudden we get a bunch of rain, and now it's coming inside of my unit.
Yeah. So there are some other OEMs that have rain bays, but they also have 30 plants, and they're testing 1, maybe 2 a day. And if lucky, they get maybe 1 a month from their plant.
Wow.
And so that data doesn't always come back as fast, whereas this came from the plant this morning and is in here right now doing its 30-minute test. And if there are any issues with it, it's going to go the 100 yards down that way and get relayed to the plant, and we're going to fix the issue.
Now, how many units, you said about 15
About
a day.
15 a day
but
right now,
Like
yeah.
on average, percentage-wise for units that are produced, do you have an idea of how many come in here?
Yeah, so it's about 3 to 4 a day, depending on the day. And just sometimes if they do find a leak, it's going to take a little bit longer to be like, okay, let's diagnose it, let's fix the seal, let's run it again. So that's going to limit it if it goes 4 or 5 a day, right? 3, 4, 5 a day. So you're going to be, our goal is to do 15 a day, and that's 30-minute tests. So this runs pretty much all day.
Wow.
And what it will do is once it gets through its cycle, it'll actually just turn off, and then all the water will drain. There's a guy in there right now, and he has a flashlight, and he's checking every corner to make sure there are no leaks coming in. And we actually put a little camera in the pass-through storage, and he'll inspect the video to make sure that there's no leaks coming into the pass-through as well.
Wow.
Yep.
That is incredible.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned something else for checking things using smoke.
Yeah, oh, yes, yeah. So that's in our PDI centers.
Okay.
So in the front of every plant, and maybe we can show you guys that next.
Okay, so Joe, where are we at now?
We are in Plant 3 PDI.
Okay, so we briefly touched on this the other day.
Yes.
But everybody was done for the day.
Yes.
Now today everybody's here inspecting
Yeah,
units.
so it's 10:30 right now, and so they're still in full force getting units done for the day.
Okay.
Yep.
So what are we gonna look at?
Yeah, so obviously there's tons of inspection points that are going on, but what we briefly talked about was one of our innovations, which is instead of running water through the lines, which we do, we actually run smoke through the lines, which then allows us to actually see it better inside the unit. So if there is any leak, it's actually gonna pool in the unit. We're gonna be like, oh, we gotta fix that.
That makes so much sense.
What I'm gonna do is have David actually run a smoke test so you guys can see it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's go. So what you're gonna see is you'll see a bunch of stuff coming out of the roof.
Okay.
'Cause that's what should happen. It should go all through the roof.
Okay.
All through it goes into the tanks, fills all the lines, and it should come out through the roof.
Okay.
If you go in the unit, which I'm assuming this one was already done, you already did it. So they already went through this unit. So there were no leaks, right?
No leaks.
Yeah, no leaks. So when you do find a leak, it'll pool inside, right?
Yeah,
And then
it'll pull. Typically, at first it would come to the ceiling where the vents were cut short.
Yeah.
So now we took care of that issue. They brought the vents up. So now you might have a HEPA that fails underneath your shower
Sure.
drain. Some debris gets on there from online.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But
No, we really don't fail anymore.
But those are hard issues to find. Yeah, so now you can actually see it coming out through the roof. So like you can walk in here and you can be like, oh no, but you realize it's,
So now that's just coming out of the roof vents, like all the vents from your lines and stuff like that, which is where it's supposed to, so
Correct.
that you don't have problems with the unit.
correct.
Yeah, and then you can close the gray tank valve as it's smoking, and then that has it running straight to the black, which will leave like once you open up the toilet, it tests to make sure like the black tank ain't labeled wrong.
Yep. So,
So you have
correct
make sure you have
labels.
the right labels on each pull and stuff.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you're not pulling, because there were issues before where you pull a black tank and the gray water or reverse.
Yep.
So we've got you here sandwiched between us with mics. What's your name again?
David.
David, how long have you been working in Alliance?
2.5 years.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah.
What's it like to work here?
I mean, it's just, every day it's not something that's the same every day. It's something that's different. There's always new processes we're coming up to make the quality better. I mean, we're always hard on the guys out there that's building it. And
because your job is to tell them they did something wrong.
Yeah. So we're hard on ourselves too. Like if you ask me, like 1 to 10, I'm never going to give you a 10 because there's always something we can improve.
Absolutely.
It's never going to be a 10 for me, and we're always.
And does Alliance stick to their name when it comes to employees, like family?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for all your hard work.
Ryan and Coley, they come over here. They know me. Bill Moran, he'll give me a hug.
That's unheard of.
You play basketball with us on Wednesday?
I play basketball with Bill, Curtis, all those guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for all your work.
Yeah.
One of the themes that's going to come throughout this video is we're human.
Yeah.
What do humans do? Make mistakes, right? So, but as long as you don't make that same mistake twice and
That's
you learn how to fix it, this was our solution. Let's figure out how to fix those problems so that no one else has those issues.
What else do we got to check on units?
So we're actually going to head over to plant 2 where we're going to look at our new shaker table. Now we're in plant 2 PDI.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's something that we talked about right before we started filming was back at the Rain Bay.
Yeah.
We, one thing that I wanted to mention that I didn't mention over there was while we are running about 3 or 4 a day per plant over there, anything that was built in that day, right? So they're getting tested that day. And while 3 units went over there from plant 2, the other 5 that may have been built that day are going to get treatment for if there was an issue found.
So for example, like our unit went through the Rain Bay. If you guys would have found an issue, you're going to go back and check every unit that was on the line that day.
Correct.
So maybe somebody had a bad day.
Yes.
And now we can address it because if he had a bad day on one unit, he may have had a bad day on all the units.
Or maybe we were training a new production team member and they just didn't quite understand exactly what to do. And then we caught that issue, fixed it so that it won't happen again.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep. So here we're at one of our newest innovations, which is the shaker table.
Okay. You're excited about this.
I am. I love this thing. It's so fun.
And that is how people describe RVs, is that it is like a house that you're trying to drive through an earthquake and a hurricane. So we saw how it would fare in a hurricane over at the water bay. And then now this is kind of simulating what it's like to drive on the road.
Yes, correct. So there's a big, we'll get some footage of it, but it's a big square in the ground, and I got to see this thing get installed, so that's what makes me real excited about it. And the company actually said if the average 200-pound person were to stand on the shaker table and we were to turn it on at the rate we use, it would actually break your legs.
Wow.
So obviously when you have a 15,000-pound or 8,000-pound unit, that makes a big difference on what it will do. So what happens is they back the unit in. So this unit literally just came offline.
Okay.
And it got through PDI. And then what's going to happen is they're going to put it on this as the final test before it goes out into the shipyard. And so they're going to back it up on the shaker table, and I'll have them turn it on before we're done here. And it's going to run about 60 hertz, 50 to 60 hertz for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is the equivalent to 20 to 30 miles of driving.
Well, and that's important because we were talking right as we were walking over here, and you said, when the company started and you're just putting out a couple of units to start out with, you're getting started, you were able to drive the units around, have a dedicated employee that was doing a 20-minute road test.
Yes.
Now that 15,000 units are underneath your belt buckle, how do we scale this?
Yes.
How do we continue to maintain this level of quality?
Absolutely.
But we don't have people. I mean, you would shut down Elkhart,
yes.
right? If every single trailer was on the road for 20 minutes, we wouldn't be able to go grocery shopping even.
Yeah, and we didn't want to also have the unpredictability of other drivers out there, right? Because there are instances where people will hit trailers.
Right.
Right.
We had a couple actually. So this actually does that performance audit test for us. And keeping it in a safe environment, not only for our employees, but for other drivers out on the road.
So compared to when, driving the units around, you said you still drive a couple around, but not nearly as many.
Yep.
How many were you able to do before on a daily basis compared to what is the shaker table doing?
Yeah.
How many more units can you test?
We were averaging about 6 a day before, and then the shaker table now lets us do every single unit built in Plant 2 every day.
Wow.
So we're
so every paradigm
gets tested every day.
And that's important because you hear people talk about the dreaded frame flex, right?
Yes.
And because the heavier units are the ones that seem to be more susceptible to welds breaking apart and things like that. So you're testing the heavy units, these units. The only thing heavier you have would be a Valor.
Yep. And then what we then do is we pull 4 units from the other lines and we test them as well. So each plant's the Paradigm, every single one. And then Valor, Avenue, and Delta are getting 4 per plant that are coming in here to get tested.
So pretty much
same
almost
concept
half.
as the rain bay. Yeah.
Almost half of all of them that are coming off the line each day. That's amazing.
Yes.
Like that's like 50% of all units getting tested. You're going to catch problems.
Correct. Yes. And we're going to be able to catch it, fix it, so that when it gets to customers, they're going to have a more enjoyable camping experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we see this in action?
Let me get the lady, and she'll turn it on for us. So it's just shaking it, and you can tell, like, look at the windows, look at the tires, look at the water running out.
Wow.
So that's worse than a Michigan road.
That is absolutely worse. And we're just on a Michigan road.
Yeah. No offense
And you
to
can
Michigan.
see, like, look at the windows shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the water coming out.
So this is definitely more intense than your average road simulation.
Oh yeah.
This is like driving through Alaska.
Yes. Yeah. So it's doing a lot of different things, and some of the things that we found is like some of the balances would fall off, right? And so we found a new way to secure our balances on so that they don't fall off.
Oh nice.
So we're having that issue is being fixed over and over. So this has been a huge innovation for us on improving our quality. So like all of us like sales guys and marketing, we're all like, yeah, but the people that work out are gonna hate it, because imagine carrying this for all day long.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Peace of mind though.
It is.
That's the goal, to eventually try to get more of these units installed to be able to do
We're
more.
installing a second one in Plant 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna increase. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like this so minor.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the tires.
Yeah.
Like that's more shake than a normal drive would be.
This is definitely not one of those old-timey exercise machines that we see joked about at Disney World. This is legitimately scaring me right now.
No,
because
absolutely.
it's like, I'm like, oh Lord, the whole walls are going to come down.
Well, that's why we have it chained off, right? Like we don't want people accidentally coming over here.
It's giving you full force.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So what were you were mentioning something that you noticed was it affected the windows a little bit, or the blinds over it?
The balances. So one of the first couple of units we ran per brand, balances fall off, and that was one of the issues that dealers would have. So we actually figured out a way to re-secure balances so that doesn't happen anymore. And now our dealers are like, yeah, no balances have fallen off since you've installed that machine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, all of those little things when it comes to the dealer lot puts a good taste in their mouth when you're thinking about things that hold together. And I'm a dealer and I represent all these different kinds of brands. Those sort of things, I hold those in my mind, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking, hey, I know I've had problems with this and this, but this is something we don't have with Alliance.
Yep. Yeah, just the better we can make it arrive to the dealership, because their dealers will also do their level of PDI like we discussed earlier. And if it has minimal issues, they're just going to sell it right that much faster.
Right.
Yeah.
So we showed everything that Alliance is doing before the sale. Like, how are we shipping out the units, or how are they shipping out the units to make sure there's no problems? But one of the things that we loved about Alliance as we were investigating them is how they're dealing with their customers after the sale. And we just snagged Bill,
Who I'm not sure sleeps based on your
activity in Facebook.
Yes.
So what is your job here?
I'm actually one of the first hires that Coley and Ryan brought on. I was employee number 1. But Vice President of Service is my role, customer experience.
And you were extremely active in the Facebook group.
Yes. So that's actually something that we did in August before we even built our first unit back in 2019, is we started a Facebook group, and we had people from our past from different manufacturers, and we were just asking them as a new manufacturer, what do you like, what do you not like? But that's kind of how we built our foundation, was just communicating with RVers of all different brands. And that's how we learned. I mean, we'd run out to the plant and say, hey, we need to try this. We need to try this. Other manufacturers aren't doing it, and this is what customers are asking for. It was truly customer driven. So now fast forward today, so now you've got units out in the field. When there is a service request, RVers are transient by nature. The answer has always been, well, just take it to your dealer. Okay, that's great. My slide's stuck out. I can't tow this down the road. Other manufacturers will say, sorry, you got to get it there. We've taken the approach of, we certainly want you to go to the dealers. They are the foundation for our service, but we also live in that world of gray where if that's not reasonable or feasible, let us come up with a creative solution, whether that be a mobile technician. If it's a simple part, can we send that to you directly? It's all about keeping that customer camping. You know, our team's been known if someone had a refrigerator that was not operating properly and it's the 4th of July, we said, tell you what, go to Walmart, buy a small dorm fridge or something like that to get you through the weekend. We'll reimburse you for it. Let's figure this out on Monday. I want you to take your trip. It's just finding creative ways, and the answer is not always just black and white.
I mean, and that's what really seems to make you guys different. Like Rachel said, I see like 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes you're responding to somebody in Facebook. And it could be from everything from, hey, let me help you through this situation, or hey, here's how to fix something on your own without having to go to the dealer.
And sometimes people aren't speaking sweet. Sometimes they're pretty tough in how they come out it, but your response is always so full of grace. Joe's like, oh my Lord, I think I would blow my top. And you're always so patient with us.
It sounds simple, but it's communication. As a consumer, even if I have an issue with my car or any other vehicle I have, if no one will call me back or talk to me, I get frustrated. And I think that's what people have come to expect with customer service from anything, not just RVs, but so they come out with guns blazing, they're upset and they think they need to yell to get attention. And a lot of times I'm just going to listen to you. You can yell at me, and when we're done, I'm going to call them and say, what is the existing concern? How can we get this resolved?
And one of the things I really like about you, and I mentioned to Rachel like right away, before we even decided to become brand ambassadors for Alliance, was how humble you are, how humble Ryan and Coley are. What is your title again?
VP of Customer Experience.
VP of Customer Experience. Yet when you answer somebody in the Facebook group who's having an issue, you don't say that. Your answer is always, hey, I work for Alliance. You never throw out your title. Ryan and Coley never go out, I'm the owner. They just simply say, I'm working for Alliance. And many times all of you go, and if you have a problem, here's my phone number. Like, who does that?
Well, you know, you're not the first one to ask, hey, do I sleep? And not to belittle my position, but we've hired great people. When I was hiring and establishing our team, it wasn't about finding somebody that had 10 years of service experience. It was about finding somebody that gave a crap, excuse my language, but we have 2 people that were actually 911 dispatch operators. You want somebody that knows how to diffuse a situation, calm a situation down, and talk logically. It really was life or death for them in their previous lives. We brought them over, no RV experience, but it's all about reading people. Everyone's got different hot buttons and different temperaments, and a lot of customers ask me, well, what would you do in my situation? That's not a fair question. I'm not the same as you.
Right.
I understand you're fired up. Might I be as fired up? Probably not, but I handle it different. That doesn't mean that I don't take yours just as serious. Your perception's the reality. I mean, so let's talk.
Well, thank you very much for all of your hard work, for being in the Facebook group, for building an amazing team, and really having this amazing customer experience where people can come in and feel confident that after the sale, their unit's still going to be taken care of.
That's very important to us. So many other manufacturers, a customer's afraid just to take it off the dealer's lot. It's like, well, what if something happens? What if something breaks? You know what? You're going down the road. I wish we built a perfect unit. Nobody does. And even it could be self-inflicted. But you know what? Don't be afraid to leave the lot. Go out there and camp. Call us if you have some questions.
I will absolutely admit I was concerned. We were going from a unit that I knew had no issues because I've been taking care of it and we've been camping it in for 4 years, and any issues were things that the road is just going to inflict, to a brand new unknown. As we were driving up going, what if we have issues? But now, especially after being here, knowing that you guys are here to take care of the sale, it makes us feel so much more confident with our unit.
Well, you know what's funny? About 3 weeks ago, I purchased a Delta personally.
I remember I saw it on the group.
Watched my son. First thing I did was got in it, was touring around the lot here. Get back inside it, my door was off the tracks. Well, found out I forgot to latch it. I tell people on a daily basis, this is what you need to do. Don't hurt yourself. I immediately did it.
4th grade Rachel is freaking out right now because they've got a sticker making machine in here.
Oh, you're doing all the stickers that we've been peeling off of our RV.
Yeah.
And now I want to keep them.
So you guys print all your own stickers.
So we do more than our stickers. We also print like all the safety stuff, the warning stickers, everything that's required by the RVIA and other laws. But yeah, we also do it's called POP, or point of purchase. And those are really important to actually, when it sits on the dealer's lot, because some dealers may have been selling cars last week and now they're selling RVs for the first time. And how do you talk about a product you've been in once?
Right.
And so these stickers are kind of like a self-guiding tour in essence.
We have really enjoyed the peel.
The peel, yes.
Yeah, we've been doing the peel.
Yeah. But that's also
a lot of appeal.
It has a lot of appeal.
But that's true, because it reminds us, even as the buyer, what did we buy? Oh yeah, there's soft clothes. Oh yeah, there's hidden compartments here.
Yeah, and you're welcome to peel them off, obviously. It's great at shows because you can see them, and it's great on dealers' lots because you can see the features. It points out the features, but we are very specific on the adhesive we use, so it doesn't peel off anything and damage the coach.
Any issues?
Yeah. So we did a lot of testing on what actually worked and what didn't work.
I'm seeing a sticker down there. I
Ooh,
really
rallies.
want.
So let me grab it. These are the rally stickers.
So there's rallies happening all over the country.
Yep.
Each
So this
year.
is the rally.
Yeah, because this really is the after the sale thing, right? So tell us a little bit about the national rally and some of the other rallies that happen.
So there are several rallies across the United States.
What is the purpose of the rallies for Alliance?
Yeah, so it's just to bring allies together and to really create a lot of camaraderie and build community with our product. And we also do some service work when we're there. So we'll actually, for the national rally, we actually shut down production and we send our team out to the fairgrounds.
Oh my goodness.
And we do lots of little cosmetic stuff.
And you'll have some vendors and things like that?
So Lippert, Dexter, all those guys will be out there, promoting their products, and you can do upgrades even while you're at the rally.
Wow,
that's
incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
fun.
Joe, I mean, this has been amazing. It's been great to see the way the factory runs, all of the pride that you guys take and the workers take in getting a good product out there. We've seen how you are able to check on these products before they leave, and then we got a chance to talk to Bill, obviously, for the after service. But is there anything else that we're missing when it comes to customer service and Alliance?
I mean, we got an amazing customer service team. You got to talk to Bill, the man himself. Our Facebook group, our production team members are active. Our sales guys are active on every community page that's out there. I think we hit about everything we could possibly hit on learning about Alliance as a brand.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to be the end of this video. We really appreciate you guys for joining us. Please do us a favor, hit that like button down below. It really does help build the channel. More importantly, it lets us know what type of videos you guys are looking to see.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell button, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Happy camping!